Hello everybody and welcome back to another 6-scale figure review with me, your host, That Mania. And today we have Batman and his cool bicycle. And I forgot to film this part. I filmed the whole video and then I went, wait a second, I forgot to film the intro with the box. So here we are now, and here's the box. Super cool. It's got the lightning, it's got the nice blue that this Batman is based on. It's got a sleeping dog. And not the game. I don't mean the game. But it does look very nice. I'm very, very happy with this box. Pretty straightforward. Flipping it over. Oh, oops, I'm so I'm so sorry. We got the back here where we can see more Bruce Wayne action. He's got his grapnel gun. He's got Chinese words. Pretty straightforward stuff overall. But obviously what's inside the box is what we really want to see. So why don't we, even though I've already done it, get that out right now. And to start, here he is out of the box, our blue and gray Batman. Know a lot of people don't like this suit, but I personally have some like weird fascination and like for it. It definitely is different. It's got a lot of different things going on. Cowl different color than the armor, different color than the, but you know, it's the first time in live action that Batman has had a blue and gray costume in like 60 years. So that is something that he has. And I know they showed off another blue and gray Keaton suit in the background. I would have loved to get that, but it seems like they're pretty much done with stuff from the Flash other than these main, four figures, which is a lot more than I thought we'd get from this movie. I'm happy that I got both Batmans and Supergirl and maybe the Flash when I get him in my hand, and I'll see how he is. But I'm quite happy with the way this looks. I know it doesn't quite look like Ben Affleck, but there are ways around that now. And hopefully we get a good drape cape or wired cape for this guy, because the cape is all right, but I always prefer me a drape cape. But why don't we take a second to get him off of the spinning turntable and talk about him a little bit more in-depthly. So the first half of the video here, we're going to be focusing solely on the Batman part, and then the second half of the video, we're going to transition over to the bigger stage and look at the Batbike vroom vroom. So Batman here. Minimal Batman accessories. You pretty much get exactly what is straightforward and what you'd expect, exactly what he has in the movie. You've got his grapnel gun, which definitely looks different than it did in the previous. It's got this little hook down here for some reason. I'm not quite sure why that is. And you'd think this would be the shooty part, but this is the shooty part, and it does have the grapple bits, so it can grapple out. Fun accessory. I don't see many people really keeping this and be like, oh look, he's got this grapple. I mean, you might have him with the grapple on his hand, but I doubt you'd have it with the claw at the end. He comes with if I can pick it up, 3 of his little batarangs, which look nice. They're shiny, they're plastic, a little bit of weathering. Overall pretty good. He comes with multiple mouth plates, which all display slightly different emotions of almost looking like Ben Affleck. He's got like that face. He's got like a grrr face. Then he's got his normal default face. His headpiece here is one stagnant piece. So because he has a cool motorcycle, Hot Toys also give you the option of this secondary cowl, which is on a magnet, so he can look up. I would not suggest doing that, because not only would it really hurt his neck, but also it looks stupid and it falls off. But it is just the option so you can have a more expressive and dynamic look for him. The eyes are posable on this one, so you can have a little bit more fun with that. And it gives you, like I said, the option to have him on the bike and looking up, which is always appreciated, especially because it makes it so the cowl is one seamless piece normally, so it looks a little bit better overall on this guy. And speaking of better overall, let's take a better look overall at this guy, which, like I said, not really Ben Affleck. And it looks just like that in the movie as well. It's really not Ben Affleck looking. Like, it kind of looks like a guy who wants to look like Ben Affleck, but from no end. I guess from here. From the front, it really doesn't look like him. And Hot Toys just pretty much made it look exactly like he does in the movie, which is not like Ben Affleck. There is some remedies for this. You can get some mouth plates now, which I believe I posted in the past, that you can get a mouth plate with a serious look or the kind of grrr look. So you can get that. They are working on the cape as well. They just put out for pre-order a cape for the modern suit Batman as well. So if you wanted that, you could get that. But the cowl looks pretty good. It's pretty much kind of like that BVS feeling cape, but this time with a I didn't realize that it covered the whole nose until just now, but this time it's with a more bluish gray look to it. The piece does just uncover, and it's got a bit more definition in the eyes here. I'm kind of looking at my other ones right now as well, going back and forth to see that. The eyes are quite visible and, you know, angry. The eyebrow kind of thing going on that really makes it look like he's kind of questioning everything in his life. Why am I wearing blue and gray all of a sudden? Why am I on this bat bike? Why am I getting screen time and more screen time in the Flash than the Flash does? These are just questions unanswered. But I like the cowl. I like the colors. Don't really like the mouth plate, but that's remediable in the future. The rest of him is very interesting. We come down to this weird looking, so this is kind of reminiscent of the tactical suit in Justice League, except for it's kind of more motocrossy. It's got more of like a, I don't know how to say it. It looks like something like if he was sliding on a motorcycle, this would keep him padded like a leather jacket. I don't hate it. A lot of people don't like this. Something about this speaks to me, but in like a weird way. I'm not a huge fan of this indent here on the logo, but it's like a fun, I don't know, almost like drastically different than what you're used to kind of look. We got all these like hexagonals and shapes with straps. It's fun. It's not overall his best look ever, but it's different. We got the straps leading to these shoulders here, which have like this graded look, which is weird. I don't really see Batman being the kind of guy to wear something like this. This almost looks like something I'd see as like a prop. Like this has the same kind of texture as like a prop I'd see in Halo 3. But I don't hate it. The undersuit is not like his normal undersuit. It's not like the tactical suit, which he just has the gray one, like his Justice League regular suit underneath. This is a gray suit with a lot of different line texture here. It's very pointy and linular. I wish I knew what the undersuit looked like, honestly, but there's probably not a lot of detail to it other than those lines. There's probably nothing really to it. The cape is this quite vibrant for a Batman blue. The wiring is so-so for the most part. I'm not quite sure where to drape it over his shoulders, because like it kind of looks weird from behind that, but it looks weird here, mainly because it doesn't drape, so it's all wired. And the way the cowl works, where it just kind of cuts off, it makes for a overall weird look because it doesn't flow into the cape like with the other ones. It kind of looks more like the cowl is flowing into the cape. This one, there's a very clear abrasion between cowl and cape because they're two separate colors. So they clash and it doesn't look like it's the same piece, which does make it look a little dumb, like you just put this little cowl mask on. Coming down, we got our nice shiny gold belt. It's a nice, nice piece there to break up some color. It's just kind of like his thing. He's got the gold belt. It's different. It's a bit more spaced out than the previous belts. Then we come down to the legs, where there's more of this weird armor padding, a lot of hexagons and straps. Again, we got like this graded feeling. It's a weird one. Overall, this is such a crazy, different, weird design. I think that's why it speaks to me so much, because it is just so drastic and out of the blue. Like, we got blue on the gloves here with black fingers. Who came up with this design? We got these like thimble looking shin guards with the blue at the bottom and some blue on the shoes. It almost looks like somebody's like, I'm building my Spartan in Halo and I'm gonna make him gray and blue, and they made this with just the way, like, it does have like a Halo feeling on some of the shoulder, like the shoulder here. Like, I could see myself rocking these in Halo Reach. But I almost am getting like a Halo vibe to some point, which is, it's fun, it's different. I think it's very interesting. But to swap out, we just want to decapitate Batman here. Decapitate. You gotta, comes with one of these pieces to plug into these pieces. Ooh, this also has posable eyes. I didn't even notice that. And then the other cowl plugs right in, right? Just right in. I can't get it. 1 second. And back to it. You can see it just plugs right in. And then you just pop him on there. And it's almost like you never even took the cowl off, except for now, he's got articulated neck movements. Previously, he couldn't move his neck at all, but now he can do whatever he wants. Honestly, there's nothing stopping you from keeping this on normally, but if you just want like that seamless bat neck look, this is what you're going for. But if you just want an articulated head at all times on a magnet, which would probably be better off anyway, because it really doesn't look that weird, this is just as good of an option for keeping it on the head. Anyway, I'm going to pull out the other two Batmen that I have here, and let's finally see these three together. One day maybe I'll even have a BVS or Justice League regular suit Batman to go with this lineup. So here we have the three Batmen that I have. We've got my Nightmare Batman, which just got the Topo sculpt. Looks great. I'll talk about that in another video. We have our tactical suit, which I don't like at this point. I liked it at first, but the more I've been looking at it, the more I think this sculpted piece here looks like Joe from Impractical Jokers. I mean, especially from this range, it just kind of looks like Joe if he was like sad. And this guy. This guy is similar to this guy, where it's kind of like a tactical armor, but for different purposes. This one's because he's being crazy and killing demons. This one is because he's being crazy and doing some cool motorcycle stuff. I don't really have a favorite between these three because they are all drastically different. These are like the alternates. These are the suits you'd see like on the side, like in The Flash when Keaton opens up his vault there and you see all the other suits. These are those suits that you would see. These are not the main suits. This guy's kind of got the main suit on, but it's underneath, but that's a different thing. But they all look fun and different in their own ways. I just wish the cowl on this one was better. I think I'd be really happy with these three if this guy didn't look like Joe from Impractical Jokers right now. Stop looking at me like that, man. I'm thinking about taking the mask out of here and putting the goggles on and making him look like he's in a vault. That's my plan for now. Anyway, I'm happy with the way these three look. Let's articulate this guy. And then after that, we're going to talk about some bike. Vroom, vroom. Before we get to articulation, I completely forgot that I pulled her down for this. Here is huge, massive Batman. next to tiny little Supergirl. He's probably like 3 times her. You could probably fit 3 of her in him. He could eat her and probably still be hungry. Why is he so big? Why is she so small, I guess is the better question. These are drastically different sizes, which, you know, Ben Affleck was a big Batman. But man, I was not expecting to see him be this much bigger than her. That is really funny. I love this suit. I love this one for its own different reasons. I can't wait to get the modern suit for Keaton, because I love Keaton and that suit. You know, and then, you know, the Flash, I guess. But anyway, let's move on and actually get to articulation, because I know you guys really want to see that motorcycle thing. So for this portion of the video, I've decided to keep the magnetic sculpt on because there is no articulation on this one. So life ending 360 degrees with an up that far and a down that far, back and forth. It's on a magnet, dude. You can do whatever you want with it. If you want him to be doing the Charlie Brown, he can do that. This arm goes about up that far. I have removed the Velcro from it. So these are Velcro, by the way, which is cool. Up about that far. Back about that far. There's no ab crunch. This armor will make sure of that. There is a spread of about that much. Leg goes up about that far. Leg goes back 0. About 90 degrees at the knee bend. And articulation right here. So, I mean, he'll be able to ride that motorcycle, hopefully. But you're not going to be expecting to see this guy do some cool ninja action poses anytime soon. But let's get to the point of the video that I've been looking forward to the most. I want to look at that bike. So here we have the big, very big bike. It looks awesome, but it's not very bike-like because it's got 3 wheels. I'm counting that front one as 2 wheels. So Batman's cheating because people who ride 3-wheel bikes are cheaters who can't handle riding a regular bike. So let's talk about this thing a little bit because he is quite big. There's a lot of detail going into this. You can see the shades of like bronze and darker brownish colors, like a darker metal. There's a lot of gunmetal on here, normal Batman color. He's got the guns on the front here. There are some fun little gizmos all around, but there is some lovely weathering going on here. I love that like purplish. I love the dog trying to come in the room despite being horrified of this bike. So give me 1 second. All right, now that the dog is back in. Where was I? Yes, it's got a lot of fun, evil weathering here. There is a little bit of playability. These sway back and forth. It moves opposite of what the other one moves. It's more of just like it's not like a sit motorcycle. It is a lean. So he just kind of leans over. Looks a little goofy overall. It's kind of like a Star Wars speeder, because you can see where the foot peg goes there. The foot piece goes there. It kind of holds a shoe in place. Overall, fun design. Does have the blast shield, which is in the movie. It protects him from evil bullets. And underneath you can see there's some of that hexagonal shaping that or I guess just like shaping underneath that you see on the suit a little bit. It's a fun little detail, and you can see there are pieces on the inside, so it's like nice seeing the inside bits. Got a bit of ventilation up there. We got some huge wheels here, which do look great. Nice and squish to a certain extent. And the fun part about the front here is it does have some ability. I don't remember this ever being used in the movie, but it's got a buzzsaw on the front. It's not in place right now because I took the little piece out, Because if you don't have the little piece in, you can take that bad boy out. And if you were smart like me and you remembered to keep it next to you, if you recall in the movie, he has this sweet freaking battering ram. And you can just take this saw blade out and you can slot. I don't actually know what to slot this. You can slot the battering ram in, I guess, like that. There's a little pin. You'll need to hold that in place. If you can find the spot where it's supposed to go. So yeah, it goes right about there. So he's got the battering ram on the front so he can smash through things. If you don't put the pin in, it just falls over because it's too heavy. But I'm not going to put the pin in because I don't want to have to deal with pulling the pin back out. But you can just take that back out. Saw blade slides in much easier. But again, I really don't remember there ever being a saw blade used on this thing in the movie. They must have cut that scene out like they cut out most of the movie. But again, very, very nice design. I like the sleek nature of it, but it's nice and mean. It's got like a mean look to it at the same time, just like Batman himself. Not my favorite bat bike in the world, but the live action bat bikes have all been so very different from one another that, you know, it has to get drastic. It has to get crazy. It has to get light up features. You know, not every Batman gets a light up feature. Sometimes they do. Sometimes it's, you know, sometimes it's battery. And sometimes it's USB. And this guy gets the ladder. So right underneath here, we have our plug and play. And if you can get a USB and a USB-C cable to be precise, of course, you can plug that bad boy right in there if it works. And just like Uncle Ben said in the first Tobey Maguire Spider-Man, let there be light. And you got some awesome light up features going on in this thing now. Let me shut off my main light here so you can, oopsies. So you can see now we have some really sweet light up features. We got some front lights up here. There is a nice blue glow overall inside. It's got like a ominous belly of the beast feeling almost, especially from the front here, where you're just like this ominous blue lighting, which looks really nice, and it helps add that little bit of extra life to this guy, especially because Batman's kind of color in this movie was blue. But going back to it, if I can get the right light, definitely doesn't show up nearly as well in the light. You can still see that orange headlight, the ominous blue, but it's just not as vibrant. You can see here inside, there's the blue. It's like the bike itself is living, and the blue is its evil life force. But I love that blue highlight for some reason. I don't know what it is about that blue, but it really does it for me. Oh, it looks nice. I wish there weren't a million 6-scale USBs at this point, because I would like to have something like this lit up. Because this is a fun one. But it's going to go with my, my Justice League Batmobile. And they will live together until I can figure out what I want to do with my overall Justice League shelf, because they are separate right now. But yeah, that's my Bat bike. I'm going to unplug him now, and we're going to, one at a time, look at him next to the two other Bat bikes I have. So let's start out with the Bat bike here versus the Bat Pod from The Dark Knight in The Dark Knight Rises. This thing is a product of its time, a very weird, spindly design. It makes sense in movie for what it is, but why Batman keeps using it after The Dark Knight is beyond me, because this thing is weird. You are exposed. There's No, the only advantage this has is it's got these cool big guns on the front, and it moves really quickly. But other than that, I mean, Batman doesn't have any advantage on this thing. This thing, you know, it's got the bulletproofs, it's got the buzzsaw on the front. You know, Batman, I get it. This Batman broke compared to this Batman. Not every Bruce Wayne can be as rich as another. Lucius Fox really cooked up something okay. And I mean, it's, like I said, it's not bad. I do like the Bat Pod, but for different reasons. But it's goofy compared to this. I mean, they're both goofy. They're both bat bikes, but they both look odd in their own right. But he's like a goofy little guy, you know? He's just silly, but for his own reasons. This guy's a big beefy chonka, and this guy is a little spindly. It's like his little spindly brother. He hasn't quite grown up to be his big, heftier brother. Anyway, we've got one more Bat bike to bring out. So why don't we get the one from the Batman? So I realized I could fit them all together, so that first part was silly, but I'll keep it in anyway. The one from the Batman is the only one that looks like an actual motorcycle. But at the same time, would Batman just really use a regular motorcycle? I mean, it's the same problem with the Bat Pod. There's no protection on it, and it does just kind of look like something like Captain America used during World War II to fight the Nazis. I love this Bat bike because it works with who it goes with. Every one of these Bat bikes works exactly with who it goes with. But you could not interchange these. I could not see Ben Affleck on this one. I could not see Robert Pattinson. I could see Robert Pattinson maybe on this one, but not on this one. And I could not see Christian Bale on anything but his. They all are prime examples of, you know, their times and what kind of Batman they're trying to represent. One being the big, I'm going to build tactical machines Batman. This one being a little bit more realistic, but not like too realistic, because we got this going on. And one that's set in a much more grounded world, in a realization that he's got just a regular motorcycle. His Batmobile is a Dodge Charger. It's all about family. Each Batmobile represents a different point of Batman live action history. And I'm glad that I could collect these three, because they make me very happy. I love collecting Bat bikes, despite them all looking so very drastically different. Bat bikes and Batmobiles. If I could just get, like I said, if only 89 had some sort of Bat bike, because then they'd all have a Batmobile and a Bat bike. But I'll take what I can get, and what I've got here is a pretty good time. Let's finally wrap up this video, shall we? So I'd say that just about wraps up our Batman and Batcycle extravaganza. I know there was a lot to unpack there, but I think all in all, it's a pretty solid set. You got a cool, really different design for a motorcycle in quotations, because it's got 3 wheels, so I'm not counting it really. And you got this weird but intriguingly cool, almost looking Batman design. And I think they work with each other. They match, and they look pretty good overall. So I'd say I'm happy with this set. It could be one of the highlights of this movie for being on the screen for such a short period of time. But I'd say I'm pretty content with everything here. It's got pretty much everything he needs. It's got the motorcycle on him. Other than that, the only other accessory he might have needed was the back grapnel, and he has that too. So, solid set. And again, I know this Batman design is not for, it's definitely not for everybody. This is such a drastic and weird and different change from like the last couple Affleck suits, especially the tactical suit. I know some people like the tactical suit and they want it to fit on here. I think the tactical suit is kind of weird. The more I look at it, the more I just see this similar suit in the tactical suit. It's got the straps, it's got the armor pieces. It just looks just as weird, but in its own different way, and it looks restrictive. and the cowl has the weird line thing. The cowl also doesn't look very good on the Hot Toys version. Again, it looks like Joe Gatto. The more I look at it, the more I just see Joe Gatto now. So I'm happy with this set, and I'm happy to have another big Burling bike in my Hot Toys collection. Because this is what, 3? Because I got the one from the Batman, and I've got the Bat Pod, and now I've got this. So, you know, all in all, pretty good deal. Hoping to see some more Bat bikes in the future. Shame Keaton never got a bike of some sort, because I would probably have bought that by now. But what can you do? Anyway, if you enjoy this slightly longer than normal video, you know, feel free to like and subscribe, because I enjoy making the hell out of these videos, and sometimes these take time. And that's time that I'm spending to talk to you guys, because I love doing stuff like this, and it's super fun. It's super enjoyable. But I want to make sure that you guys are enjoying watching it as much as I enjoy making it. So please feel free to like the video and subscribe, because pretty number go up. Pretty number go up, feel good, gambling monkey brain. I like pretty number going up. Just very happy overall, and I'm very happy to be doing stuff like this. This is super fun, and I'm so happy to be sharing stuff like this with you guys, because I'm buying this stuff, and I was just sitting here going, I got nobody to talk to about this. Nobody's buying Hot Toys that I know. Nobody even knows what a Hot Toy is. They're like, why are you spending $200, $300, $400, $1 million on little guys, little dudes? What are you doing, dolls? What are dolls? What are people buying dolls for? Dolls and stuff. What can I say? You know, and with all of that out of the way, I've been me and you've been you, and thank you for watching another 6-scale figure and vehicle review, and hopefully you join me next time when we review something maybe new. I will see you then.